everyone, welcome to Bradley's Basement Blog, and I'm Tim Bradley. It's taken a while for me to get around to doing more Mr. Men Doctor Who book reviews, but I've been able to get back into it again for this year. So today we're going to look at the second instalment of this book series, Doctor Second. Now Doctor Second is part of the second batch of books that was released with the Doctor Who Mr. Men book series, in that it was released in August 2017, and it had Doctor Second, Doctor Eighth, and Doctor Seventh, and Doctor Eighth, and of course Doctor Ninth. So yeah, and I know you've been waiting. Some of you have been waiting for this book review to come out, and I'm sorry about the delay. Things have been getting in the way of my life with projects on my blog, and also things in life in general. I was hoping that I would have done a book review on Doctor Second and Doctor Third before Christmas time, but as usually is with the case with Christmas, things just get in the way, so I didn't really have that opportunity. But there you are. That's how life goes. So yeah, I'm hoping you enjoy this review by me on Doctor Second. Will this be a faithful interpretation of Patrick Troughton's Doctor in the Mr. Men universe? Will it be a good continuation from Doctor First? Or will this be sort of like less faithful, as it was the case in Doctor First, when they did the Mr. Men interpretation of William Hartnell? Well, let's find out as we take a look at Doctor Second, and let's see if the Doctor, Jamie, and Victoria handle well with facing Yetis again. I'll explain more when we get to it. Enjoy!
As I've already established, Doctor Second features the second Doctor, Jamie and Victoria. The book cover is good, showing Patrick Troughton's Doctor in Mr. Men form. I like the Beatle-styled hair for the second Doctor, the bow tie that he wears, and him holding the recorder. This is a very nice touch. The second Doctor's body is a red-violet colour, and once again, like the first Doctor, he's wearing nothing except for his aforementioned bow tie and his black shoes. Adam Hargreaves couldn't even give him a hat, could he? In the early stories, Patrick Troughton's Doctor always wanted to wear a hat. We open with the Doctor, Victoria and Jamie stepping out of the TARDIS. They've arrived inside what appears to be a museum. I must say, I love how the characters look in Mr. Men form, especially Jamie, although here we don't get to see his face clearly since he's peeking out from behind one of the TARDIS doors. Only the Doctor and Victoria can be seen visibly so far in the shot. The Doctor straightened his bow tie and stepped out of the TARDIS. Interesting, he murmured. It's a museum, said Victoria, following the Doctor. Why are we here? I am not sure, but the TARDIS brought us here, and if the TARDIS brought us here, it brought us here for a good reason. A very good reason. At present, I really do like how Victoria looks in her light pink Little Mrs. form and wearing purple high heels. She's also got a nice blue button nose. I'd like to think Deborah Watling would like Victoria's Little Miss form in the book. Also, the exhibits in the room at the moment include a blue vase with flowers, which I like, and the front of what I think is a sailing ship. The green bits on the boat are a nice touch, as well as the red stern and the yellow and brown bodywork. We turn over the page and, goodness me, look at Jamie! He's got an olive green body, is wearing Highlander socks and shoes, and has a Highlander's cap on his head. Why wasn't he given a kilt like he usually wears in the TV series? Also, where are Jamie's eyes? I like his little yellow button nose, but assuming he has eyes underneath that hair, I'm wondering how Jamie can see where he's going. It's a shame that the TARDIS can't just tell us what that good reason is, said Jamie. It's not very helpful. What? Gasped the Doctor. I won't have anyone suggesting that the TARDIS is in any way deficient. It is a magnificent machine. Yeah, I don't remember Patrick Troughton's Doctor being possessive of his TARDIS in the series. He had an impish sense of humour and was more like a clown. Certainly he loves the TARDIS, but he didn't admonish his companions when they made criticisms. At least I don't remember that happening often enough. Even when Jamie said to him in The Web of Fear, "You know you can't control it," The Doctor's response was, "We'll see about that." It wasn't anything like, "Don't you dare say anything nasty against my TARDIS." I'm sure the second Doctor wouldn't be this overly protective of the TARDIS. This happens a lot in the story, by the way, so expect another of these instances to come up. The Doctor was very proud of the TARDIS. A bit too proud, in my humble opinion. "I was just saying, it does have a habit of dumping us in the middle of danger, and then leaving us to it." The Doctor glowered at Jamie, and gave the TARDIS a pat. And then he hurts his hand from patting the TARDIS. At least I wish that did happen. It's what Simon Goya did for Patrick Troughton's Doctor in a story like Shadow of Death in the Destiny of the Doctor series. "Now keep your eyes peeled," said the Doctor. "What for?" asked Jamie. "Things, Jamie. Things that look unusual." "Everything looks unusual," replied Jamie. "We're in a museum." And in this picture we see Jamie looking at some strange exotic mask in the museum. Maybe it's one of the masks owned by the Green Goblin in the first Spider-Man movie. Oh my goodness, will the second Doctor defeat the Green Goblin when it comes to attack the museum? The three of them walked further into the museum, looking for the unnamed unusual thing. And as we can see in this shot, the Doctor, Victoria, and Jamie walk past a stuffed mammoth. Hey, it's Manfred from the Ice Age movies! How did he get into the Doctor Who universe then? It was not easy searching for something when you did not know what you were looking for in the first place. Honestly, I'm very surprised the Doctor, Victoria, and Jamie didn't see those bright yellow eyes looking at them in the dark. Seriously, how could you not miss that? Unless it's dark in the museum, of course. The TARDIS trio are the only ones in the museum, aren't they? "I'm getting the feeling this is all a bit of a waste of time," said Jamie. "Don't worry, Jamie, I'm sure something exciting and dangerous will happen if you look what is behind you in this shot." "Don't be foolish," said the Doctor. "The TARDIS is always right." "The customer is always right, yes, Doctor." "You'll find out what it is at any moment now. You mark my words." "The TARDIS is always right, is it, Doctor? Then how is it you don't end up in the right place and the right time where you want to go? Especially with the navigational controls on the blink." Yeah, this is way before the Doctor gets caught by the Time Lords in the War Games. And he's still wandering aimlessly in the universe. Speaking of which, were the Doctor, Victoria, and Jamie supposed to be looking for something in the museum? I mean, I know the Doctor told his companions to keep their eyes peeled for anything unusual, but I wasn't aware that they were looking for anything specific and unusual when they arrived. And good timing for the Doctor to say to Jamie, "You'll find out what it is at any moment, you mark my words," because with the Doctor not realizing it, Jamie gets snatched away by some hairy, furry hands. What these hands belong to? We'll wait and see. "Do you think," began Victoria, "that maybe, just possibly, the TARDIS was wrong?" And with a question like that aimed at this Mr. Men version of the second Doctor, you probably know what's coming. "What?" spluttered the Doctor. "Wrong? The TARDIS is infallible. It is utterly reliable. Unlike that boy. Where's Jamie gone? Wandered off again, I suppose." I hate to say this, but I think the grubbiness of the Mr. Men version of William Hartnell's Doctor has rubbed off on Patrick Troughton's Doctor in the book series. This wasn't the Patrick Troughton Doctor I was expecting. Shouldn't he be saying something funny or amusing to reassure us that he is the impish clown-like persona of the second Doctor? Why not give us one of your lemon sherbets, Doctor? Also, well done for realising Jamie's disappeared, whilst at the same time not noticing Victoria's getting captured behind you. Victoria's being snatched away by the same hairy, furry hands that caught Jamie a moment ago. In fact, why didn't Victoria scream? She's known for screaming. Shouldn't the Doctor have heard her? "Maybe we should just go back to the TARDIS," suggested the Doctor. Obviously he didn't hear Victoria scream. But there was no answer. Of course not. "Victoria, how I wish for that scene to be recreated from the Mind Robber here." "Jamie, how I really wish for that scene to be recreated from the Mind Robber. You know, the scene in episode 2 where Jamie and Zoe kept calling to the Doctor, 'I'm over here, I'm over here!' And the Doctor getting frustrated and said, 'No, no, 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 no! Not all together, one at a time!' That would be magic if that was in this book." The Doctor was all alone, until some toy soldiers could come to collect him and bring him to the master of the land of fiction. "Oh, my giddy aunt!" he exclaimed. Ah, there you are. That's the second Doctor I know very well. He said, "Oh my giddy yarn," for the first time here. All hope is not lost here. The Doctor walked warily on, and round the next corner he came to a Himalayan exhibit. The Himalayas? I wonder what Doctor Who story from the Patchtown era this reminds me of. There was a leopard, and a mountain goat, and a yak, but not a sloth or saber-toothed tiger from the Ice Age films. Hey, they had the mammoth, why not those two? And well, considering this is a Himalayan exhibit in the museum, and considering that this story is set during the Patchtown era of Doctor Who, I'm going to guess that the second Doctor also meets a Cyberman? No, I'm kidding, of course. The second Doctor also sees a Yeti! Wow, a Yeti! I did not see that coming. Well, that's odd, said the Doctor. I didn't think that Yetis were... And then the Yeti moved. Real! Yelled the Doctor. Oh no, it's the Yeti that attacked Basil Brush when he visited the Himalayas in the Basil Brush show! The Yeti lunged at him, and the Doctor ran. Yeah, I'm guessing in this Doctor Who Mr. Men universe the second Doctor has never encountered Yetis, or the Great Intelligence before. I say that because I'm surprised he didn't think a Yeti could move when he saw it in the museum. I'll get back to this point later on in the review. Every way the Doctor turned, he was confronted by Yetis. He skidded into the medieval hall and knocked over a suit of armour. Crash! Which in turn knocked over another. Crash! Went the living room window. Oh dear, said Mr. Bub. Crash! Went the kitchen window. Oh dear, said Mr. Bub again. Crash! Went the bedroom window. Sorry, I got carried away there. Anyway, the last suit in the row fell, revealing a Yeti holding Victoria. Its poleaxe struck the Yeti and knocked it over. Oh, I do wish we could see these Doctor Who Mr. Men books in some animated form, like the Mr. Men animated TV series narrated by Arthur Lowe of Dad's Army fame. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm sure Fraser Hines would enjoy narrating this Doctor Who Mr. Men story. My dear girl, cried the Doctor, are you all right? I am now, said Victoria, but we have to rescue Jamie. Oh yeah, Jamie, I forgot about him. Where is he? The Doctor looked down at the fallen Yeti. Look, it's not real. It is a robot. Somebody must be controlling them, said Victoria. But who? So this confirms it. This is the first time the second Doctor, Jamie and Victoria encounter the robot Yetis in the Doctor Who Mr. Men universe. I wonder why they didn't establish that this was an alternative version of the abominable snowman in the Himalayas. Unless, of course, this is a museum in the Himalayas. Wait, hang on, that can't be it. Why would the Himalayas have a museum with a Himalayas exhibit in it? But going back to Victoria's question of who could be controlling the robot Yetis, somebody with an evil plan, replied the Doctor. Somebody with a remote control that is controlling the Yetis. Wow, I didn't think it was that obvious, Doctor. I mean, what is this, rocket science? Would this help then? Asked Victoria, pulling out a TV remote, and giving it to the Doctor, of course. I was watching telly earlier. Okay, this is odd. Victoria was watching telly earlier. I mean, it's nice to see Victoria in this, but how does she know how to use a TV remote control? She's a girl from the Victorian age. She wouldn't know how to use a TV remote control. Neither would Jamie, for that matter. Unless the Doctor's been teaching them how to use a TV remote control, that is. Shouldn't this be more suited to Zoe's character rather than Victoria's character here? It's worth a try, said the Doctor, aiming the remote control at the roaring Yetis. The Doctor pressed the button. The Yetis fell silent, but continued to advance. Oh dear, Doctor, you turned the volume down on the Yetis. Sorry, silly me, that's the volume button, said the Doctor. Don't say my line here, Doctor! Now, which one is the off button? Hang on, just a minute. You really haven't got a minute, Doctor. That Yeti is standing too close to you for comfort. Also, can you hear Victoria scream with her mouth hanging wide open? Quickly, Doctor! Yelled Victoria. Yeah, she's definitely screaming by this point. Suddenly the Yetis stopped in their tracks. "Well done, Doctor!" cried Victoria. "It wasn't me," said the Doctor. "I didn't press anything." Gee, I wonder if someone else had anything to do with it. It could be Jamie, you know. "Let's find Jamie," suggested Victoria. "Good idea, Vic. I'm sorry, Victoria. Goodness me, I hope I don't sound like Captain Hopper from the Tomb of the Cybermen." The Doctor and Victoria rushed through the museum until they found Jamie. And of course it was him who stopped the Yetis just in time before they killed the Doctor and Victoria. He was standing next to a pyramid of glowing orbs. Sound familiar? A Yeti was serving him a drink on a tray. Just seeing that Yeti serving Jamie a drink on a tray is so hilarious to see. I don't think the drink's scotch or anything. It looks more like a milkshake. Or it could be pink lemonade from The Sound of Music. Say, Jamie, once that Yeti's finished serving you, could he get me a McDonald's? A cheeseburger and chips with a Coke would be nice. I think these beasties have made me their king. He, that's Jamie, said. It seems that this here pyramid is the Yeti controller, and I am now in control. Ah, so that's how the ending for the aborted season 6 finale led that the McCrimmon was going to turn out. Jamie gets served by Yetis with drinks on trays. That would be so amazing to see on the TV screen. Oh my giddy aunt, exclaimed the Doctor. I couldn't agree with you more, Doctor. The book ends with the Doctor, Jamie and Victoria in the TARDIS. Jamie and Victoria seem happy by the look on their faces, but the Doctor seems a bit uncomfortable about something when he's about to press the big red button on the TARDIS console. Well, said Jamie when they were back in the TARDIS, it was lucky I was here. This old thing wasn't going to do us much good. At that, that's Jamie, slapped the control desk. I'm surprised Jamie didn't hurt his hand in the process either. I will not have you criticising the TARDIS, cried the Doctor. It's a wonderful piece of engineering, a veritable box of wizardry, a faultless mechanical miracle. Now let's get out of here. Veritable box of wizardry. For a man of science who denies magic, that's a contradiction in terms. Also, a faultless mechanical miracle? Have you forgotten how many times the TARDIS has had problems in your travels in time and space, Doctor? You even said so yourself later in The Doctor's Wife as the 11th Doctor. You told the TARDIS, as Idris, that you haven't found her very reliable. The Doctor pressed the start button, the big red button, of course, and nothing happened. The TARDIS had run out of energy. Of course. Magnificent, chuckled Jamie. Faultless, laughed Victoria. Oh, my giddy aunt, sighed the Doctor. I'll have to check the TV stories again to be sure that the second Doctor was very sincere in his possessive, overprotective attitude to the TARDIS here. Like Doctor First, Doctor Second has been very entertaining as a Doctor Who Mr. Men book. This one had more of a story focus, and there was a bit more of an action-packed plot to it as well. The Yetis make an appearance, which was nice, and I liked it when the Doctor said, "Oh my giddy aunt," a number of times here. I wish that there wasn't an inconsistency in Victoria's character in that she knew how to use a remote control to watch TV. There's also the issue I have with the second Doctor, Jamie and Victoria, encountering Yetis for the first time in this story within the Doctor Who Mr. Men universe. Once again, I don't think the Mr. Men interpretation of the second Doctor matches to the one on TV. This is like how I felt about the Mr. Men version of the first Doctor. The second Doctor is very protective of his TARDIS, thinking that it doesn't make any mistakes, which it can clearly do as illustrated in the TV series. Despite that, Doctor Second was a lot of fun to read, and it suits well for the child-friendly audience that are reading these books, as it should do. So I can't really complain how these books turn out in the output. Thank you for watching this review by me on Doctor Second. I hope you've enjoyed it. Next time I'll be taking a look at the third book in the series, Doctor Third. Joe Grant and Liz Shaw are in this book. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.